xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật, tùy khác màu nhưng một tôn sư. Hôm nay đây cùng nhau họp mặt, quyết noi theo đường Phật giáo Hoàng Dương.
Welcome everybody. We're back from the commercial break, and do you want to start out with the next question? Maybe?
Okay, so last time we were just talking about how we have to make incremental changes or find out what we enjoy, so that one day if we practice an hour a day for 5 years, we can be a master and share those experiences or skills with others. But from my understanding, that's a long time, and to be consistent and to always work hard for that goal, how do you maintain that diligence or effort into that throughout those years? Because many people would want to give up maybe after a week or maybe 2 weeks. So how would people be consistent in life?
Well, it's a lot easier for you to become consistent with a particular topic or a skill you're trying to get into is find something that you're passionate about. Find something that you love, that you can put all your energy and effort into that particular topic, and you can find that it's a lot easier for you to move forward and be consistent with it. Because it's very difficult for us to be consistent if we're doing something that we do not like. And it's very difficult for us to be motivated. But motivation is like eating. You can't go a day without skipping a meal, right? And you can't go a day without skipping water. Well, motivation is the exact same way. You can't go a day without constantly feeding your mind the motivation that you need to move forward. Because like anything, there's always ups and downs. There's always a beginning and there's an ending. And it's very easy for us to lose our motivation if we don't constantly put in the fuel to move forward. Even a candle, if we light it, over time, it's going to extinguish. An incense, if you were to light it, over time, it's going to extinguish, right? But how do you maintain the flame of a candle to move forward is to keep on adding the fuel, right? Even a car, even if you were to pump in fuel in a car, if you drive 400 miles, at most 400 miles, then it's going to run out of gas. And then what do you have to do? You have to fill in the gas. Motivation, exact same way. You cannot expect to read something a day and have that motivation for the entire year. It doesn't work that way. Every single day, you have to wake up and say, I can do it. I'm awesome. I'm amazing. There's nothing I can't do. I'm not better than anyone else, but no one else is better than me. And having that mentality that I need to always move forward. I always need to become better. And here's the thing. Here's another question that can help you. 2 questions that you need to ask yourself in a day. Ask yourself, what have I done yesterday that I can improve myself for today? And what have I done today that I can improve myself for tomorrow? See, when you start to ask yourself those 2 questions, it forces you to be in a position to always self-improve. When you read a book and self-improve, it not only gives you fuel for your mind, but it gives you fuel for your motivation to move forward. But here's another thing. You need to write down goals.
Write down goals.
Write down goals. What are your goals? What are your goals for a month, right? What are your goals for 90 days? What are your goals for 6 months? What are your goals for a year? What are your goals for 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years? When you start to write down your goals, you have a clear picture on where you need to go. You get it?
I see.
And when you don't have a certain direction, if you don't have a goal, like I said earlier, you're like a dog chasing its tail, just running around, wasting time. Here's a nugget. What's the difference between a wealthy person and a person that's living in poverty? When you have someone that's an entrepreneur and they work hard to develop their skill, right? They learn to value their time. When you start to value your time, that's when money starts to come in, right? Those who are living in poverty use their time to make money. Those who are living in wealth use their money to save time. There are 2 different things, because wealth is time. time is something that you cannot buy back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Money, on the other hand, you can make more money. Therefore, if you were to use your time, which is something you can never get back, to make money, you will always live in poverty. Whereas if you were to use your money to save time, delegate your tasks for other people to do so then you can free yourself up to do the important task, that's when you start to make money in a large way. Because CEOs and all that stuff, they delegate their tasks at different positions.
I see.
And have other people help them on their goal and where they need to go. Do you understand?
So my next question, if you say time is so valuable, what goes in the mind of somebody if they think that they have this passion or they're doing this passion, and along the way they have a setback or failure, and does that mean that's a waste of time to you? And should they give up or should they pursue? Because if time was so valuable, and if they, imagine that they've been trying to do this so much, and eventually they had a setback. They develop a software or something, and it becomes unsuccessful. How do you go against failure in life?
Okay. Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, he said that in every failure, there's always a seed of opportunity within every single failure. Within any obstacle that you go through, within every failure, within every setback, within every challenge, there will always be a seed of opportunity within that failure. So there are many countless stories that you can learn and hear about how people work so hard and never reach anywhere, and just before they're about to make it, they give up. And there are countless stories that you can learn about. And there's one good book that you should read called 3 Feet from Gold. It talks about a guy, I forgot his name, but back then during the gold rush, he bought this land, and they say that in this land has gold. And he kept on mining and spending money to dig the ground and dig everywhere that he can, and spending all these time and resources, but he never found gold. And then he was distraught. He sold the land, right, to the next person, and the person continued on with the digging, and they only dig for 3 feet, and then they struck gold.
Wow.
So that's a lesson right there, that there are times when any endeavor that you do, anything you try to do, whether it's building a business, whether it's building a relationship, whether it's building an enterprise or going to school, or any endeavor that you want to pursue, there will always be setbacks and challenges. It's life. It's going to push you back. But don't give up. Learn to develop the wisdom to overcome the hardship. Learn to develop the skill to overcome the challenges. Learn to develop the knowledge so then you can grow more and overcome anything that throws at you. It's very easy for us to complain that the road is rocky, it's muddy, if we don't have shoes on. But when you start to put on a pair of shoes, you can overcome any terrain, any challenges, whether it's muddy, whether it's wet, whether it's snowy, you can overcome it once you learn how to develop the mindset to always continue moving forward. You understand?
Yeah. So thanks for summarizing that. I understand now, even if we don't believe in ourselves, we have something each of us wants to do, or a purpose in life. And it's for us to discover that either from, experiencing life itself, or by maybe methods of talking to somebody. And so as we push forward and achieve that diligence, no matter what happens to us, make sure we develop a strong sense of purpose so that any outcomes that come out, failures will just be minor setbacks.
Yeah.
Because there's many stories out there that show that many entrepreneurs, many businessmen, many doctors, everyone has problems, but the resilience causes them to be great people.
Yes.
And we want everyone to show their potential and be great people.
Exactly.
And so that's probably the end of the episode too.
Yes. But yeah, what you said was correct, but unfortunately, we don't have much time to continue further, and so we will continue this with the next episode. But just to wrap up with everything, have have a list of goals, a direction where you need to go. Learn how to develop a skill and share others what you know so then they can improve the quality of their life. Once you start to do that, you'll start to see that happiness, and not only happiness, but wealth start to come in abundance. And so we will see you in the next episode. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Xây tương thân tình trong đạo Phật, tùy khác màu